Hey, and welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with. It's the interview series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org, Consequence, and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thanks for making your way here for checking out the series. Of course, you know what to do if you like what you see, what you hear, hit that subscribe button. I put out new interviews every single week, just like this one. Great way to keep up with all of your favorite artists. You can grab us also anywhere you get your podcast from: Spotify, Apple Podcast, NPR, WFPK.org, Consequence. We're right here on YouTube. Anywhere you get your podcast from, you can subscribe to Kyle Meredith with. And that's me, Kyle Meredith. Today we are heading into season 4 of Mythic Quest on Apple TV with David Hornsby and Charlotte Nicdao. Now, the gang's still proving that workplace dysfunction can be hilariously productive between the office chaos, over-the-top egos, and gaming drama. The stakes have never been more ridiculous. Will Ian and Poppy's rivalry hit new heights? Will David finally grow a spine? He does grow more hair this season. And what absurd chaos awaits the dev team? Let's break down the latest from this brilliantly nerdy series with David Hornsby and Charlotte Nicdao.
Hi.
Oh,
It's a pleasure to see you both, and really, I guess, to say how much fun I have had watching the both of you just be the best type of humans over these past 4 seasons of Mythic Quest. Congrats on another great season.
Thank
thanks.
you.
But Charlotte, well, I'll start with you then. It felt like there was a little bit more time in between these seasons than at least for us. I don't know if it was the same for you on the shooting schedules, but how is it, how easy is it or difficult to slip back into this character?
That's such a good question. I feel like Poppy really lives in me now. Like she's in her little box somewhere in my mind, and she's always a little bit trying to get out. So when we start shooting a new season, she's like, "Here I am," and it's a bit of a relief in some ways. But I also think that this season where we find Poppy, and you're right, there has been a bit of time that's passed in the universe of the show as well. She's a Poppy that we've never met before. She's a Poppy in a romantic relationship. She's kind of found a bit of balance in her life. She's quite happy. And that was almost an unfamiliar territory for me to step into with the character. But it also, I think it sets the foundation for some quite chaotic happenings throughout the rest of the season. So I'm excited to see how people respond to that.
Yeah, when you say she's in you and just waiting to get out, like when I hear Poppy's laugh, and there is a little bit of deranged maniac in there, I
And that
believe.
laugh, by the way, it's basically my laugh. It's just I really just let it come out unencumbered. I had a friend say to me recently, like, "I love that you don't care about your laugh being pretty." And I was like, "Well, now I do."
Thanks so much.
Good friend, keep them close.
David, for you, and knowing that you do some writing on this show too, like when you write an episode, which I assume is a bit like playing God with these characters, and you get to
Wait,
write
think
for
about it.
your,
Yeah.
yeah, like when you get to write for yourself, like do you have to hold back? Do you lean into the cringe because it's you?
Yeah. I mean, I owe it to to everyone to humiliate myself as much as possible. No, yeah, I think you find, if anything, I find that I end up trying to write more physical bits where, Megan or Rob might get like pages of like some physical bit with no dialogue. Just like, what is all this? And like, I thought it'd be funny, we could shoot it. Sometimes they'll just say David improvises some physical comedy, and like we'll find it on the day. But no, I do enjoy. I mean, as finding what the lane of the role is, and then making sure. I mean, even from working on It's Always Sunny, and I think we did an episode, 1776 sort of episode, and having Caitlin spit in my face. When you write it, you're like, God, we're gonna have to shoot this. But no, it's good. We need it. We need it. Let's do it. So yeah, there's always a little bit um, of pain and writing that you're gonna get humiliated constantly
Yeah,
globally.
bleeding for your arts there. That's now see, and I think I would assume coming from Always Sunny, which I guess what I'm saying is like, how often on this show do you all still get something in the script and go, "Oh, that's messed up," because those moments still exist in plenty.
Well, we're doing, yeah, I mean, we have some absurd things this season, I think. Still tethered to reality certainly, and a lot of emotion this season. But there's some, I mean, finding yourself, for example, finding myself naked on a beach, standing next to Rob naked is, you know, it's yeah, it's ridiculous.
The show needs it.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone needs that, but we wrote it and we filmed it.
It's in
Uh,
there.
but no, I think putting ourselves in the characters in insane situations that make sense to the world. Um, that's our goal, to put Rachel in front of a congressional committee to stand behind her values, you know, to put Poppy in the situations we put her in, to give Brad a real pull this season, and find out what everyone's priorities are, as characters. That's what's been fun about the season.
Fun to see who do we want to be sort of take its shape
Mhm.
throughout this. But then there are always those and I'll use the word side quest a little bit here because in my interview will come out a little bit later in February. So I want to ask about the villain's feast in episode 4. I mean, these moments feel like, Charlotte, is it different? Does it feel different? And where did this one come from?
I mean, this was one of my favorite episodes to shoot this season. I love to play dress ups. That's why I became an actor. We all get to wear amazing costumes, but also getting to take these characters out of the office and put them all in a room together, which doesn't actually happen very often on our show, that all of us are getting to interact together. I mean, we shot a scene in that episode where we're all sitting at a big dining table having a banquet, and that was that was so much fun to get to do this season, for everybody just sort of like sit down together and try to make each other laugh. And I think that episode, it's visually amazing, and it's also really, really funny. I hope we get to do plenty more of them.
Cast, party, and costume. That's what it
Yes.
sounds like. Does side quest open up the universe for the future?
I mean, I think SideQuest expands the universe in the sense that we're being able to explore different people that are involved or affected by the video game community or video games in general. Um, there is some crossover, a little bit of crossover with Ian, certainly, specifically. But no, it's just a chance. It takes what we love about our show, which is the freedom every season to explore with a slightly different tone and go a little deeper, and take that aspect of our show and put it into a 4 episode anthology. So we get to know some other stories that are tangentially related.
I'm looking forward to diving into that one, as well as all the other things that you all do. Charlotte, Asia Mel, 60s lead. I just watched the little teaser for that. And so congrats first on that, because I know that's the directorial debut. I also wondered, do you still play music?
Only for fun. I mean, I studied music
Mhm.
at I went to the Victorian College of the Arts, which is a very fancy music school in Melbourne, Australia. And then I decided that music was like too hard. So like everyone around me was really good, and I was like, I'm probably just not going to practice that much. So I feel like I've definitely landed as an actor in a world where it comes a little more naturally to me. But then I think in exploring directing, I, it's in many ways, it's obviously a totally different job. But I think that what I realized in getting the opportunity to direct Mythic Quest and directing this short film that I've just made, is that I get the same rush and the same excitement from being on set behind the camera as I do in front. And I hadn't done it before, so I didn't know if that would be the case. But really, showing up to set every morning and getting to do that with Mythic Quest on a set that was familiar to me, but with this whole new excitement, it was an incredible opportunity that I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, and I'll quickly say, Lost Boys the musical, David. I'm hoping to love this as much as the movie because this means a lot.
I know there's a rabid fan base, and I hope you love it more, frankly. I hope it gives you a chance to expand on the movie if it's a different genre. So, I don't think we'll ever be as good as the movie, but I'm excited because it gives you a chance to explore these characters on a more on a deeper level. And I mean, they sing, they can sing about their inner thoughts.
They
I
sing
mean,
now.
they didn't do that in the movie.
They certainly
They
did not.
didn't do that in the movie. Sexy Sax Man. Outside of that,
All
that's
right.
it. Congrats on another great season of Mythic Quest, and thank you both so much for taking the time to talk about it.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.
And thanks to my guest. Also, thanks to you for checking out the episode in the series. Before you get out of here, hit that subscribe button. Again, you get 3 brand new interviews every single week. New one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at right here on YouTube, or of course anywhere in podcast land, including iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, NPR, or WFPK.org as well. A great way to keep up with your favorite artists and discover new ones as well. Then after that, actually head over to WFPK.org. That's where I do a show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's an hour full of song premieres, music news, anniversary spins, bonus interviews, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern at WFPK.org. Consequence has your music and film news. You can also find me on the social media spots, Facebook, Instagram, mostly on Twitter. All 3 of them, the address is at Kyle Meredith. Do hope you like and follow along. That does it for another edition. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.